Selena Gomez and producer Benny Blanco's $100 million 0 cents wedding changed the way people think about luxury weddings. There were Ralph Lauren couture, Tiffany diamonds, cliffside vows, and 170 A-list guests. But the real showstoppers weren't just the dresses or the places. It's the unique luxuries that no other wedding has ever shown off. The wedding that cost $100 million, 0 cents, and stopped the world. On September 27, 2025, in Santa Barbara, California, the entertainment world came to a halt as two of music's biggest stars got married in what can only be called the most lavish wedding of the decade. This wasn't just a regular wedding for a celebrity. The wedding was private and full of stars, with a billionaire bride whose net worth is off the charts and a producer whose musical genius has changed the sound of modern pop music. The choice of venue alone was a work of art and luxury event planning that cost more than most people's entire lives worth of money. The main event took place at Ceased Nursery in Santa Barbara, but this wasn't just a regular nursery. This property was a beautiful green cliffside overlooking the Santa Barbara Channel. Nature itself was the most expensive decorator money could never buy. Think about this, an oceanfront-inspired setting with green fields and natural beauty where large white tents were set up for dining, dancing, and other events. This created a seamless indoor-outdoor experience that combined luxury with stunning natural beauty. The property had beautiful outdoor space that was perfect for a small gathering of close friends and family. Aerial views showed off the stunning coastal setting that money can't buy anywhere else. The location was kept secret until guests arrived. Shuttle buses made sure that no one could get in without permission and kept the day sacred. You know you've really made your wedding venue exclusive when it needs its own security perimeter and helicopter restrictions. The paparazzi and uninvited guests didn't bother the coastal paradise, so the couple could celebrate in peace. But the luxury didn't start until the day of the wedding. The night before the big day, there was a rehearsal dinner at a mansion in Hope Ranch, a gated community in the foothills of the Santa Ynez Mountains that is known for its multi-million-dollar homes and horse riding facilities. Hope Ranch isn't just a regular neighborhood, it's a safe haven for the super rich, with estates that cover thousands of acres and privacy as the most important luxury. People said the rehearsal dinner had the best vibe and went on until late at night, which set a happy tone for the rest of the weekend's events. You are living in a level of luxury that most people can't even imagine when you can rent whole estates for what most people would call warm-up events. The couple's closest friends and family could get together in the mansion before the main event, which was the perfect place for them to do so. The guest rooms made the experience even better. A lot of people stayed at the fancy Atlanta Hotel, which is owned by Tinder co-founder Justin Matten and has rooms that start at $3,500, 0 cents a night. This wasn't just about giving guests from out of town a place to stay. This was to make sure that everyone who went to the wedding had the same level of luxury the whole time. When the cost of your wedding guest accommodations is higher than most people's monthly rent, you're setting a standard of luxury that everyone expects. Not only is the Alento expensive, but it's also hard to get into. Over the years, many famous people and important people have stayed at this historic luxury property, with stunning views of the ocean and top-notch service that makes sure guests wake up to the same level of excellence they'll have all weekend long. The couple's choice of hotels showed that they were dedicated to making the trip for everyone who came to celebrate their marriage special. Now let's talk about the fashion that really made the world stop. When you can hire any designer in the world and have a budget that makes most people's lottery dreams look small, the pressure to make something truly amazing is huge. Selena Gomez and her team of stylists went above and beyond what was expected. They destroyed them with choices that will shape bridal fashion for years to come. Gomez looked amazing in a custom Ralph Lauren halter gown that took months of planning, several fittings, and hours of handwork to make. You couldn't buy this dress off the rack or even order it custom-made with a few weeks' notice. The gown was a work of art and couture, with a hand-draped satin backless halter style, beautiful fabric folds, detailed floral embroidery, lace accents at the neck and bodice, and a full-length romantic skirt with a dramatic open back. The dress had an hourglass shape and a flowing silk skirt with a long train. It looked like something from old Hollywood, but it also had vintage-style pleats and modern floral details. Every part was carefully planned so that Gomez could move around comfortably during the day's events and look great in photos. As she walked down the aisle and during the couple's romantic photo shoot, the train made for beautiful moments on the train, but the dress was only the first part of Gomez's bridal look. She chose her accessories carefully so that they would go well with the dress's elegance, without hiding its intricate details. She wore Tiffany & Company's platinum and diamond earrings. Tiffany is a well-known heritage brand known for its high-quality work and high prices. These weren't just earrings, they were investments that could pay for expensive cars while making her face look great. Her engagement ring was still the best piece of jewelry she owned, that beautiful 6-carat diamond engagement ring that was in almost every picture. The ring had a classic marquise cut and a pavy band, and it was more than just an engagement ring. It was a big financial investment that most people could never afford. The way it reflected light during the ceremony made for magical moments that their photographer caught. Gomez had a simple bouquet of white lilies of the valley or baby's breath flowers, a choice that looked simple but was very luxurious. One of the most expensive flowers in the world is the lily of the valley. Because it is delicate, only available at certain times of the year, and costs a lot, it is often linked to royal weddings. When Kate Middleton chose Lily of the Valley for a royal wedding, it set a trend for expensive wedding bouquets that Gomez clearly liked. A team of the best professionals in the business worked on her beauty look, which was just as stunning. Renato Campora styled her hair into short Hollywood glam curls that went perfectly with the vintage-inspired elegance of her dress. She wore fresh, rosy glam makeup with a smoky eye and peachy lip. Even her manicure was impressive, but a toasted mani by Tom Bochek really tied her whole look together. Benny Blanco looked great with his bride's elegance and kept his own style. He wore a classic black Ralph Lauren tuxedo with a bow tie, a ruffled button-down shirt for a retro look, and lace on the white shirt. It wasn't an accident that their outfits matched. They had to plan carefully so that their clothes would look great together in photos and make a cohesive look that showed off their relationship. It wasn't just about fashion that they chose to dress the bride and groom in Ralph Lauren. It was about luxury positioning and brand association. Ralph Lauren is a symbol of American style and timeless elegance, things that Gomez and Blanco both wanted to be on their wedding day. When you can afford to have any designer in the world make your wedding clothes, choosing Ralph Lauren says a lot about your values, style, and the kind of legacy you want to leave behind. The guest list itself was proof of real Hollywood relationships, and the cost of housing, security, and coordination was very high. There were about 170 guests, which made for an intimate yet star-studded atmosphere that money could never buy. The carefully chosen list included Taylor Swift, Paul Rudd, Ed Sheeran, Paris Hilton, Ashley Park, Holly, Avanogia, David Henry, and Gomez's Only Murders in the Building co-stars Steve Martin and Martin Short. It was especially impressive that Taylor Swift was there, given how busy she is and how much security she needs to be there. During the engagement announcement, the pop star jokingly offered to be the flower girl, which showed how close the two women were. Swift's presence meant that more security and planning were needed, which made the wedding much more complicated and expensive. Ed Sheeran was the link between Gomez and Blanco in the music industry, and Paris Hilton's confirmed attendance added Hollywood glam to the party. Adding David Henry, Gomez's co-star on Wizards of Waverly Place, showed how loyal she is to her friends from her entire career. Meryl Streep, who was invited but couldn't come, and Nicola Peltz with Brooklyn Beckham, who couldn't come because of film commitments, were two notable absences. Even with unlimited resources, it is still hard to coordinate the schedules of the world's most famous people. This shows how real relationships are needed to bring together such a small group of people. The private ceremony started at 3:00 p.m., a time that was carefully chosen to give photographers the best natural light and to let the party go on for a long time into the night. When you spend $100 million, 0 cents, on a wedding, even when it happens, is a strategic choice meant to make the most of every moment's potential, to make memories that will last a lifetime. The couple made promises to each other that were later shared on Instagram, giving the world a peek into their private ceremony. The pictures showed the couple holding hands, hugging, skipping across a field, and Gomez fixing Blanco's bow tie before they kissed. One very touching picture showed Gomez sitting on the ground with Blanco's head in her lap. This picture showed how close and comfortable they were with each other. The entertainment was just as well thought out as everything else about this party. Blanco was in charge of the music, making sure that every song fit the couple's tastes and relationship history. You don't need to hire a DJ if your groom is one of the best music producers in the world. You can talk to someone who has written hits for almost every big artist in the last 10 years. Martin Short was funny as the ring bearer. There were rumors that Steve Martin might play the banjo, but having Emmy and Grammy-winning entertainers at your wedding reception isn't just a luxury. Money can't always buy this kind of exclusivity. These shows were more about real relationships and love than about making money. Cultural elements made the luxury celebration feel more real. The hora was a lively Jewish wedding dance that mixed old and new ways of celebrating. These moments showed how real cultural practices can make high-end celebrations more meaningful and deep, something that pure luxury can't do on its own. The food was more personal than the usual fancy wedding food, showing how extreme wealth can be used to make choices that matter instead of just showing off. Instead of a huge wedding cake, the couple chose a small cake to freeze for future anniversaries. This was a personal choice that put meaning over show. This choice showed that even the most lavish weddings can have personal touches that show who the people are instead of just following the rules for luxury weddings. The famous artist Petra Collins took the pictures. Her work has been published in well-known magazines like Vogue, Italia, and Time. This wasn't just pictures of the wedding. This was an artistic way to record these moments so that they would be more than just simple snapshots. When your wedding photographer's work is shown in galleries and they charge 5 figures for commercial shoots, you know that every moment will be captured with museum-quality art. The security and logistics for this event were unlike anything else that had ever been done before. To protect the privacy and safety of all attendees, extra security measures were put in place, such as hiring more staff to keep the paparazzi away. When your guest list includes a lot of billionaires, Grammy winners, and A-list celebrities, security costs a lot of money and can easily add up to $20,000, 0 cents to $100,000, 0 cents for one event. Mindy Weiss, a well-known event planner who has planned weddings for the Kardashians, Justin Bieber, and many other A-listers, was in charge of the wedding plans. You can be sure that Mindy Weiss's work will be amazing. This wedding turned out to be her best work. The estimated cost was up to $10 million, 0 cents, but experts in the field say the real cost could be much higher when all the luxury items are taken into account. As soon as the couple announced their wedding on social media, people responded in droves. Gomez shared pictures with the caption, September 27th, 25, "You're while Blanco said my wife in real life," which showed how happy and real their new life together as husband and wife was. The posts got millions of views and comments in just a few hours, showing how much people around the world were interested in their marriage. This $100 million 0 cents party was more than just a wedding. It was a cultural event that changed the way we think about what can happen when unlimited resources meet real love. It set new standards for luxury celebrations while keeping real emotion and personal meaning in every carefully planned detail. The love story of a billionaire and the empire that made it happen. Now that we've seen the amazing wedding, let's talk about the amazing love story and the huge amounts of money that made this $100 million 0 cents wedding not only possible, but almost certain. It was more than just a fancy show, because you can see why Selena Gomez became a billionaire and Blanco took over the music industry. The two entertainment empires that came together were worth more than $1.3 billion, 0 cents. When you think about all the individual success stories that led to this wedding, the amount of money involved is mind-boggling. Selena Gomez's net worth is one of the most impressive financial accomplishments in the history of entertainment. According to Forbes' conservative estimate, Gomez's net worth is between $700 million, 0 cents, and $1,300 million, 0 cents, making her one of the youngest billionaires in the world and one of the richest entertainers to ever get married. They didn't get this huge amount of money by accident or by inheriting it. Through careful business choices, Gomez went from being a Disney Channel star to a global business mogul whose influence goes far beyond entertainment. The most humble beginnings of her journey to billionaire status inspire entrepreneurs all over the world who want to build empires like hers. Gomez started her career in show business when she was only 10 years old. From 2002 to 2004, she was on the show Barney and Friends with future pop star Demi Lovato. This early start in children's TV gave her important experience in front of the camera and connections in the industry that would help her throughout her career. But her big break came from 2007 to 2012 when she starred in Wizards of Waverly Place, a Disney Channel show that won several Emmy Awards and made her a global teen icon. The success of the show gave Gomez not only fame, but also the money and respect she needed to start her music career. Her move to music was just as successful financially and artistically. She put out 3 albums between 2009 and 2011, starting with Selena Gomez in the Scene. After that, she went solo and made hundreds of millions of dollars from album sales, streaming, and touring. Come and Get It from 2013 and Lose You to Love Me from 2019, her first #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, are 2 of her biggest hits. But from a business point of view, her recent collaborations show that she can make global hits, like the Calm Down remix with Rema, which became the most streamed Afrobeat song ever with over 1 billion streams. But Gomez's real financial breakthrough came when she started a beauty business that changed the way celebrities do business. Rare Beauty, which came out in 2020, was not just another beauty line for famous people, but it was a well-thought-out brand that met real market needs and included social impact programs that made a difference. The numbers about Rare Beauty are just mind-boggling. The brand made $370 million, 0 cents, in 2023, while promoting mental health and inclusivity through the Rare Impact Fund. Bloomberg's estimate of Gomez's net worth of $1,300 million, 0 cents, says that 81% of it comes from her Rare Beauty. This shows how one successful business can make money for generations. Gomez is a smart businesswoman, and her skills go beyond beauty products. She still makes a lot of money doing entertainment work. For example, she makes $600,000, 0 cents, per episode for Only Murders in the Building, which makes her one of the highest paid actors on TV. This show has also gotten her good reviews and award nominations, which shows that her success in business hasn't hurt her ability to make art. Her film career has grown in a smart way to include high-profile independent films in addition to commercial projects. She has acted in movies like Spring Breakers, the Hotel Transylvania series, and Emilia Perez, for which she won the Best Actress award at Cannes. She has shown her power behind the camera as an executive producer on shows like 13 Reasons Why and Only Murders in the Building, which have been nominated for Emmys and Golden Globe. Blanco is on the other side of this billionaire union. His own success story is a different but just as impressive way to get rich and powerful in the music business. Blanco is worth about $50 million, 0 cents, which he made by writing some of the most popular pop songs of all time over the course of many years. Benjamin Joseph Levin was born on March 8, 1988 in Reston, Virginia. Blanco's rise to fame in the music business started in the most basic way possible. He made beats in his bedroom to get his first taste of music, inspired by artists like Nas, while trying out new ways to make pop music. This hands-on way of learning how to make music would later affect the way he came up with new ways to make hits for the biggest stars in the world. He got his big break in his career thanks to smart mentoring and a strong work ethic. His relationship with Dr. Luke at Cars Money Productions gave him access to the industry and professional advice that turned his bedroom hobby into a real job. But it was his skill and hard work that turned a chance into an amazing success. The list of Blanco's production credits looks like a greatest hits album that spans many years and styles of music. In 2008, he co-produced Britney Spears' Circus, Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. in 2010 and Kesha's TikTok in 2009. These were some of his first big hits. These songs weren't just popular, they were cultural events that took over dance floors, radio, and streaming services all over the world. He had become an independent producer by 2011 and was able to make huge hits, as shown by his work on Maroon 5's Moves Like Jagger and Payphone. These successes made him one of the most in-demand producers in the business. He could work with any artist and make songs that would top charts around the world. His long list of works includes collaborations with almost every major artist from the past 15 years. BTS, Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, Rihanna, Holly, Eminem, Ariana Grande, and SZA. When you think about how many albums his work has helped sell, over 500 million, it's clear how big of an impact he has had. This has brought in billions of dollars for record labels, streaming services, and the artists themselves. The numbers about Blanco's success are just as impressive when you look at them from the point of view of individual achievement. He is one of the most successful producers and songwriters in music history, with 29 #1 songs and 5 BMI Songwriter of the Year awards. These awards are not only a sign of creative talent, but they also come with a lot of money in the form of royalties and production fees. The romantic part of their story started in a surprisingly quiet way, given how well both of them had done in their careers up to that point. It took almost 10 years for the two of them to go from working together to being life partners. This shows that real relationships can grow slowly and naturally, even in the high-pressure world of show business. Their personal relationship improved their work skills instead of getting in the way of them. Gomez said that the album was about their past, present, and future, and it showed how their personal relationship had become a part of their creative work. The proposal itself was a perfect example of how they balanced being incredibly rich with being real. Blanco gave Gomez her beautiful engagement ring on December 11th, 2024, during what seemed like a casual picnic with Taco Bell. The contrast between fast food and a $1 million diamond ring was a perfect example of how they were able to stay normal despite their unusual situation. Gomez wrote, "Forever begins now" on Instagram, and Blanco wrote, "Hey wait, and that's my wife." These simple, heartfelt social media posts showed that they would rather be honest than go through complicated marketing and PR campaigns, even though they had access to the best teams in the world. When you add up both of their net worths, which is more than $1 billion, $350 million, 0 cents, they are one of the richest couples in entertainment history. Because of their wealth, success, and the standards they've set in their own careers, their $100 million 0 cents wedding was not only possible, but almost expected. Knowing about their individual successes and their combined wealth shows why their wedding was more than just a celebrity event. It was a celebration of two self-made success stories coming together to make something even more powerful and influential than the sum of their already great individual parts. The cultural and global impact of luxury has changed. The last chapter of this amazing wedding story goes far beyond the ceremony itself. It includes the huge global celebration, the positive cultural impact, and the lasting effect that turned a private event into a worldwide phenomenon that changed the way people think about luxury weddings. When billionaires get married with this level of thoughtfulness and honesty, it has a positive effect on many industries and inspires many couples who are planning their own weddings. Fans, industry peers, and celebrities all showed real happiness and support for the couple's beautiful union right away. The response showed that real love stories can get people's attention all over the world and make them happy together, no matter where they are from. As soon as Gomez posted the first pictures on Instagram, celebrities reacted right away. The posts got millions of views, likes, and heartfelt comments within hours of being posted. The level of engagement showed that Gomez and Blanco have built real relationships with their fans and co-workers over the years, and everyone was genuinely happy for them. Mandy Tiffy, Gomez's mother, posted an emotional message on Instagram about the wedding that showed how happy everyone was about it and how the celebration brought families and communities together in happiness. The mother's blessing and the public celebration made an already heartwarming love story even more real. Blanco's first comment on Gomez's wedding post, "My wife in real life," became an instant hit. with people loving how simple and real it was. The comment perfectly summed up their disbelief and happiness at their new reality, and within hours it had hundreds of thousands of likes. This shows that real emotion is more powerful than complicated advertising campaigns. The huge response showed how much fans and people in the business care about both Gomez and Blanco. People on social media sent their best wishes and congratulations, praising the couple's real love story and the beautiful party they threw. The good energy around their marriage made everyone happy for a moment that went beyond the usual celebrity news cycle. Gomez has always said how happy the relationship makes her, and in interviews she has said that she is happier than ever. Her public comments have stressed how safe and loved Blanco has made her feel, showing that their relationship is based on respect and real care for each other. This wedding had a big effect on culture that goes beyond just celebrity gossip and entertainment news. This kind of thoughtful luxury at $100 million 0-cents wedding sets new standards for how to use extreme wealth to make meaningful celebrations that honor both tradition and personal values. It also sets trends in many other fields. Wedding planners all over the world are already looking into every detail of this event, from choosing the venue, to coordinating the outfits, to making decisions about entertainment. The combination of personal touches and high-end luxury has set a new standard for high-end wedding planning that values both authenticity and extravagance. This method pushes the industry to think beyond just cost and think about how luxury can serve deeper emotional and cultural needs. Choosing Ralph Lauren for both the bride and groom's clothes wasn't just about style, it was a big moment for the brand that has already changed the way people dress for luxury weddings. Brides are interested in the custom Ralph Lauren gown with its intricate details and classic shape. Bridal shops are seeing more requests for halter-neck designs and vintage-inspired details, which is a sign that brides want something similar for their own weddings. The choices of venues have set new standards for high-end wedding venues and changed how couples think about getting married in nature. The use of Cease Nursery and the exclusive Hope Branch community has made people want more private, beautiful, natural settings like these. This trend toward luxury outdoors has changed how venues are built and how weddings are planned. Across the luxury market, the incorporation of genuine cultural elements such as the horror dance, while upholding ultra-luxury standards, has demonstrated how traditional celebrations can be enhanced without compromising their cultural significance. This method has changed the way wedding planners talk about how to honor the past, while also making modern luxury experiences that are in line with both traditional and modern styles. The way celebrities announce their weddings on social media set new standards for how famous couples share big life events. Gomez's Instagram post, which was simple but beautiful and had very few words, showed that less is sometimes more. This understated approach has changed how luxury brands and famous people use social media, even when they're talking about one of the most expensive weddings ever. The guest list management and security plans made for this event have become models for future high-profile parties and have had an impact on the luxury event, the industry of security. To keep 170 high-profile guests safe and comfortable while also keeping their privacy, new event security measures had to be put in place. These measures are now being used for other high-end events, corporate events, and private parties. The trend in luxury wedding catering has been influenced by the idea of combining gourmet catering with personal comfort foods and family recipes. The couple's choice to include foods that were meaningful to them instead of just expensive ones has made other couples think about how their wedding menus can tell their own stories while still looking and tasting great. The work of well-known artist Petra Collins has raised the bar for wedding photography and changed the way couples think about how to keep their wedding memories. The artistic style of the museum has made people want photographers who can combine fine art with documentary storytelling. This wedding showed that real feelings and real relationships can exist alongside extreme luxury without either one having to give up anything. The couple chose to focus on personal touches instead of traditional wedding extravagance, like choosing a small cake instead of a huge display, or combining cultural traditions with modern luxury. This showed that even $100 million zero-cent celebrations can still be real and meaningful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click on one of the boxes on your screen to see more videos like it.